Hello, hello, beautiful people. This is Coach Lucretia Hayes Rayno. And as you can see, I got part of my family here with me, my youngest grandson, Mason, and my son, Montario. And so today we're going to do something a little bit different. I kind of want to introduce you guys to my son. He's getting ready to come out with his first book. Yay. And he's getting ready to make some major moves. If some of you are connected with him already on Facebook and on Twitter, you notice that his hashtag is mogul in the making, and he's not playing with it, guys. He is serious, okay? He's making a life and a legacy for him and his sons, because we got two more of these that's bigger, okay? So anyway, before I get started, let me just do my shameless plug-in, because y'all know how I have to do. So if you haven't read any of my books, shame on you, okay? But no, not to guilt trip, okay? But anyway, they are all at LucretiaHayes.com. They're also on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere books are sold. And if you have read them, then be sure to, send me a review or put it on Amazon or Goodreads or something like that. Let me know what you guys think. Now, this month's giveaway, I believe, was a $20 Walmart gift card, a $25 Walmart gift card. So for those of you who want to travel, here's your opportunity to win a gift card. So be sure that you guys are subscribed and that you are commenting, because you never know if the name out the hat might be yours next time around. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Tario, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Feeling pretty good. How you feel, Mace? We're going to slide all over Grandma on the video, huh? So, let's talk a little bit about your book before we do anything else, because I'm just really excited. What's the title of your book?
Somatic Love.
Somatic Love. You know, most people are not that smart, because I didn't know. I had to look it up. That's so embarrassing. But what is Somatic all about? What's the story behind the title?
That deals with the phases of the moon, and that's pretty much the book is based off of. And I got that idea based off the cover I chose to pick for the book, and then the idea came later on.
Oh, wow. See, you guys, I'm telling you, when it comes to writing a book, when it comes to fulfilling your dreams, it's important. You don't know where you might start, but start somewhere. He found a cover and thought, wow, that'd make a good book cover, and then had to come up with something dealing with the moon. Now, your book is about the moon phases as it pertains to relationships, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what gave you the ingenious idea to take a relationship completely through the phases of the moon?
I was actually in training at my job, going through a class for a promotion, and I just thought it'd be a good time to work on my book, and the idea came to me then while I was actually supposed to be taking notes, and but I ended up writing poems and then coming up with the whole idea about the phases of the moon and everything. I'm not sure exactly where it came from. It's just
inspiration,
yeah.
A moment of inspiration. Those moments are priceless and can, be your ticket to wealth and millions of dollars. Now, for quite some time, you have been independent. I'm very proud of my son, guys. He has been on his own since he was 18. He, from college to moving to another state by himself. Never having to come home since he's been out on his own. Tell us a little bit about what you do now at this moment in your life.
Well, other than working on my book, of course, I work for Xfinity. I'm actually a technician, and I do that 4 days out the week, and the other 3 days I'm with my family.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now let's talk a little bit about family. That's why we got this one here. See how cute he is, guys? His name is Mason Hampton. Baby boy Hamp right here. So, tell us a little bit about what you think when you see the state of young men today, fathers, families in general, the women. What is your feeling about that toward the current state of this world?
I feel like we lack strong leadership nowadays. Like people are getting weaker and weaker.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I stand on that. I see a lot of people who probably would be in a better position in life if they had more guidance.
Right. Definitely. That's actually a good point. When I do my videos and stuff like that, I try to remember that there's a lot of us who were not trained what we should do. As we were growing up, we had to learn it the hard way. But the point is that you learn it. as a man that's heavily involved in the life of your children and everything, what do you hope to leave as a legacy for them, for something for them to look to when they get older?
I always think more or less that I want to be the type of man that my kids can be proud of. I don't want them to have to be going to school or whatnot, and their dad's locked up in jail, or they're struggling, their water's off, their lights are off, all these different things that a lot of kids have to go through nowadays. I want to leave something behind for them to be proud of.
Right, definitely. And a book is something that will keep giving. I don't know if most people know that when you copyright your book is copyrighted for your entire life plus 70 years. So for your entire life plus 70 years after that, which is into the lifespan of your grandkids, kids and grandkids, it's like you are in a position to where your book could be still paying them money, because one thing about books, and that's not to say every book ever created draws large royalties, but how will you know if yours will if you never actually create it, right? Okay, so let's get into SYNODIC Love, because guys, this book is probably going to hit next month, about the end of next month, so we're going to be getting ready to ramp up the promotions and everything for this book, which is really exciting. And poetry is one of those things that I love, and I believe this one is going to be one of those books that gets really popular, because some of the poetry is steamy and spicy. Is there any poem in there that kind of, anything in there that kind of makes you feel like, oh my God, when people read it, I'm gonna be so embarrassed?
No, not really.
Not really.
I'm not easily embarrassed.
He lucky. I was blushing reading one of them. I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. There you go. It's like, it's really steamy, it's really sweet, it's really sad. It's just all the things that happen in relationships. Now, can you give us a teaser? Will your book end on a good note, or will it end on a heartbreaking note?
Most definitely a heartbreaking note.
Don't even have to think about it.
That's how 99% of relationships end. So.
And that's so sad.
Yeah,
that's so sad.
Yeah.
Do you think that people will find strength to work through their relationship problems by reading it?
I believe they'll see they're not the only ones who go through what they go through. Like when you see relationships on TV and in movies, and people talk about it, they only talk about the good side of it, and then, or your people you may know may only talk about the bad portions of their relationships. But this book is pretty much related to the 8 phases of the moon. This book pretty much goes through 8 different phases that a relationship goes through from beginning to end.
Right.
So you get the full spectrum. You get the good, you get the bad, the real, where nobody actually talks about. On TV, you see a happy ending, but nobody ever talks about what it took to get there.
Wow.
The work, the sacrifice, the nights where you're not sure where your next meal is coming from, but y'all stuck together anyway. Those are the things that actually make a relationship.
Wow, that's powerful. I think that in this time of reality television, in this time of I don't know, all this fakeness, people are not seeing the real. It's like, you look at, they don't make shows like Little House on the Prairie. Shout out to that show. That is still one of my favorite shows, because it's not like they were just super happy all the time. There were times where they had problems. They was always struggling financially. There was, oh, no, not my finger. You got your passy, man. He's fascinated with his mouth, guys. Everything goes in the mouth right now. But so it's like, because we don't have any good role models even on television and stuff, what do you think people need to do to get back to the roots and learn what's really important and what's really real when it concerns relationships?
I feel like a part of it is already instilled within every person. Every person already knows how they want to be treated and how they wouldn't want to be treated. And that may vary slightly from person to person, but generally nobody wants to be dogged out.
Right.
So with that being said, if it's a certain type of love or a certain type of attention that you're looking for, a certain type of person that you're looking for, then you have to be also a person that this person that you're looking for will want. You hear a lot about, oh, I want this, I want that, I want this. But then, okay, if you found this person that's all this that you want them to be, will they want you back?
Wow. I often say be the type of person you're looking for. That's so important. You know, when it as a man, you're a man, and I'm sure you have, because at this point he's 26. Guys, don't even try to figure out my age from it. We ain't gonna talk about it. So, as a 26-year-old man, you're not a novice anymore in life. Is there anything you would want women to know? Like, what is it that men are looking for when they're looking for a wife, when they're looking for someone to build with and all of that? What is it that they're really looking for? What qualities?
I think that could vary from man to man depending on what's important to him. But one, I mean, any just as with women also, you want somebody that's pleasant to be around. That'll be one thing. You want somebody you can depend on, somebody that's trustworthy, somebody that's loyal. The basics, and then everything else could be worked out per
Yeah.
relationship.
I like that. We get the basics, then if you got the basics, then everything else
Everything
is
else can be
about,
built.
yeah, I agree with that.
But the problem is, it's hard to build anything with someone who doesn't even have the basics first.
Yeah.
There's no way you can build any type of empire when it lacks a foundation.
That's
You know?
powerful. Did y'all hear that? You can't build an empire if the foundation is lacking. That's so important. As a man, because I have to milk this, because this is my first time doing a video with a man to give his perspective, because I know so many single women who want to be married. What would you say would be the one thing that would make you look at a woman and say yes?
I don't know. It has to be
Honesty.
like 3 or 4 different things for me to say yeah.
Well, tell us about some of them, one or two of them.
I'm pretty sure everybody knows my first marriage didn't work out. We had 2 kids, and she was what I thought that I would want in a wife. And kind of after we got married, it just kind of slowly went downhill. So one thing I can say is whatever draws a person to you, it's important to be able to keep that up, because once you get the person, it's not the time for you to start slacking and just kind of falling off. So it's like I fall in love with you, and then the very thing that I fell in love with, you take that back from me and expect for me to stay in love with you. That's not right.
That's not right. It's absolutely not right. And now to men, what do you think men need to know today before they jump out there and make babies or get married? What advice would you give young men?
To think, to be proactive, and have some foresight. Think ahead. Don't live in the moment and make a decision that could very well cost you for years to come. Because the more bad decisions you make, the harder it is to recover from.
Wow. He likes to spit, so we have to keep that joker plugged up while he on camera, okay? He had discovered that he can spit, and he will do it in a minute, and he thinks that's funny. So I think that that's something that's important. Now, the funny thing is that I had my son young, and I raised him his whole life. And I wasn't sure exactly what kind of man he would be, because I felt like I was hard on him. But then he came to me not too many years ago, and he said he was glad, and he said it not too long ago again, that he was glad that I raised him the way I did, as far as forcing him into responsibility all the time, and kind of, making him. Oh, you talking? What you guys say, man? So, now I have to, because see, guys, sometimes we forget what's important. See, at one point, I was holding a baby like this, but it was him. Now, this is his baby boy, and I'm holding my grandchild. We don't think that how we live is important. We don't really value, family exactly when we're actually out there having a family, making babies, getting into relationships. But it's important to realize everything that you do affects your child. Like, my son is a... Did you do it? I guess not, or you caught it yourself. So my son is a lot like me, and the good and the bad stuff, And a lot of times what we do as parents is we try to hide our mistakes, our shortcomings, and our failures. We try to whitewash our own stuff and force our kids to just do better than us without showing them why. It's like, you know, this made me suffer. This right here caused us all these different pains and these problems. You know, there are consequences to every action. And I did try to and to really show him that growing up. And now I get to see you having fun, ain't you? So we're going to stand him up and let him maneuver a little bit. There we go. So, and now, you know, we sit here and we're on video, and he's pursuing a career that's going to last him the rest of his life and his kids' kids, not only in writing but in speaking, because he wants to help people. Yeah, plug it up. Plug it up, man. Plug it up. So, anywho, the thing that we really want to get across to you guys tonight, if nothing else, is, of course, first, be sure to be looking out for SYNODIC LOVE, because this awesome book, it really is. There are certain poems in there that I'm probably not going to read. Shout out to Jessie, because she's going to be getting this file as soon as it's finished, right? But definitely be looking for the book. And not only just get the book just to let it sit on your account. Read it. See if you find yourself in there. See if it resonates with you. See if you can identify yourself, not just the good and not just the bad, but you in all areas, because the book has some cheating in there. It has some falling in love, some falling out of love, some you make me really sick, you make me wish that you was dead, you know, and oh, I'm okay with you again, and oh my God, I'm having a baby. I mean, it has it all. Oh, it has it all. Did I catch it? Yeah, so it has it all, right? And there's poems and tributes in there to his children and stuff like that, so definitely be looking for the book. But the point that we want to get over to you tonight is that love can work if you work it. And sometimes we have to stop and listen to each other long enough to know what we should do. It makes no sense to skip over the person you marry, the person you're in a relationship with, to come to me or anybody else for advice on how to treat them. Nobody can teach you better how to treat your spouse than your spouse itself. Is there any closing words you want to leave with the people?
No, not in particular. Like I said, I'm working on finishing the book this month. Hopefully it'll be in print next month. And just be looking for it. There should be a poem in there for everybody that anybody can relate to. So, like I said, it's about the full spectrum of the relationship, from the time you meet a person to the time that that person is no longer in your life. And we've all been through that. We've all been there where we fell in love and we thought this person was the one, and it ended terribly. Everybody's been through that. So.
Right, definitely. So this has been Coach Lucretia and my son Montario Hampton and my grandson Mason with his cute self. You gonna tell him bye? See, I can't say it yet, Mama, but I can play with my gums because him teething. Y'all see this? Look, he has teeth. If he quit slobbing. Look, show the people your teeth. Oh, never mind, you spitting. We'll show y'all his teeth some other time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if you have questions or comments, anything you want me to do a video on, be sure to comment below. If not, you can email me, lucretia.hayes@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys go and have a very blessed night. Namaste.